up 00, about 3 minutes before VIP.
Air Force One, Heavy, SoCal, roger. Speed your discretion. Go 3902, contact LA Tower on 133.9, see ya.
339, Scott 3902.
Air Force One, contact Los Angeles Tower, please. 133.9er, have a good day.
Air Force One, switching tower, 133.9er, good day. LA Tower, Air Force One is ILS, runway 24 left. Air Force One, LA Tower, wind 250 at 10, runway 24 left, clear to land. Air Force One, clear land, runway 24 left.
Well, hello again there, beautiful people. Welcome to, I believe, if all goes well, this is going to be the final part for the Air Force One build that I'm doing. What we covered on the last one was just doing a lot of cleanup. We did some decal work and getting a lot of finishing touches up. I think we did a lot of painting. And so now it's time to do some clear coating. And I said I was going to clean up my airbrush on the last video so I can get some clear coat on this thing on this one. What I've decided to do and what I've done was I went and purchased a separate airbrush. It is the Gallery Advanced Series GAD-39. It says Advanced, so that is going to be my my airbrush for only clear coating. No painting's going to ever go through that. Hopefully, it won't ever go through that. But that still doesn't excuse the fact that my airbrush, my painting airbrush, needs some cleaning. So, after I get these things clear coated, or the first clear coat, I will go about doing that and clean that thing up for the next build, which is going to be so fun, y'all. It's going to be good. I don't want to tell you what it is. I'll give you a hint. It has to do with Crow's Nest, okay? It has to do with Crow's Nest, and it has to do with Planet of the Apes. So, shh. Later. Anyway, so I've got a plan going. I've got a good plan going for this clear coat. So let me show you a close-up, real quick, of what I've got planned, and let's see if we can get this thing worked out, okay? Let's do it. Alrighty, first off, the fuselages. I was cleaning them last night, and I tell you, I think I got them as good as I'll ever get them. But what I did was I used some tubing from Evergreen. I forget what size it is, and just kind of used those stand holes. I don't think I'm going to use stands on these, but I used the stand holes just to kind of put those on, and that way I'll be able to take it off, and you can also put it upside down and it won't hurt it, so it's nice and tight. So. And that way I can actually clear coat the whole crazy thing without having to worry about it, you know, having to wait and, you know, clear coat the top and then having to wait a couple of days and then doing the bottom side. No, I'll be able to do it all at once. So that would be good. And so those are the two fuselages there. And over here, yeah, you got your back wings. I'm not sure what you call those. I'm not real technical in planes, but you got your back wings and you got your engines, and of course, so you can see now where these four are really coming in handy already. I can do several different little things without having to wait on one particular thing to quit and then go to here, and you know I can kind of do it all at once, which is nice. So let's see, and then. Here's my airbrush, my new one, which is going to be for clear coats. It makes common sense. You need one only for clear coats, and I think I got around to finally figuring that out. And of course, here's my old one. Look, I have got to clean this thing. Don't worry, I will get this thing cleaned up, and it's going to look brand spanking new. But at this point, I do not trust this for clear coating. Okay, I don't trust that. But I'm going to get that cleaned up, and that's going to look really nice. In fact, I may show you a little bit how I clean it. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to this. Let me turn these on. And let's see if we can get something going, okay? Let's try it. Okay, first step and stage is finished. I think it's got a nice glossy finish to it. It's not done yet. And if my calculations are correct, after this X20, we will then go with this lacquer thinner. Let me turn some of these off. Sorry about the yelling. We will go to this lacquer thinner, but I'm gonna wait probably at least maybe a week. I may wait a week and let that coat go good and dry, because I think I did about 4 coats of this X and the acrylic thinner on this thing. I did about 4 coats, so I think to make sure it gets gassed out good and done, I think I'm going to wait about a week, and then I will do some careful wet sanding, see if I can get any imperfections off this thing, that if this thing has any. Well, it does have some, but if I can wet sand it, I think I can wet sand it a little bit and knock some of those off just a little bit. And then we will start with our lacquer thinner, which I think will make this thing look absolutely nice and wet. And then we will we'll go from there. Let's see. Yeah, it's got nice, not too bad, not too awful bad. It's got a little orange peel. I think that's normal with this kind of with acrylics. So, but I think if my calculations are correct, the lacquer will give this thing a nice wet look. So I think we are getting close. We're getting really close. Okay, so I got my airbrush here, and I'm fixing to take everything apart and clean it up real good. And I'll oil it up real good and make sure it's all ready for the next project that I gotta do. And so I'm just gonna take everything apart and do it to it. Okay, so parts, I have cleaned them. They're nice and dry. And now I'm ready to oil these things up, and then I will put this stuff together. Okay, now we got us a nice little clean airbrush once again. Nice and clean. So okay, so that's ready for its next project. So we're good on that. Okay, y'all, I have been doing some wet sanding on some of the parts. The wings and the fuselage and the engines, they're all ready for the next step, which is the lacquer stage of the clear that I got to do. As you can see, there's a little bit of a shine coming through, but it needs to get a little bit shinier, I think, and so hopefully the lacquer will achieve that shine, what I'm looking for. But what I have what happened was I had a little setback with my other fuselage. Nothing bad at all. I just it just requires more time, and I will show you real quick what I'm doing. So let me take a look at that real quick. Okay, so what happened was I was doing some wet sanding. I was hoping that after doing some wet sanding, some of the seam would disappear, but it didn't. So what I had to go in there and do was I had to do some wet sanding and actually take it off all the way from the clear all the way down to the regular paint. And I had to just kind of see if I could smooth that over just a little bit, and I did. I smoothed it over a whole lot better, so it looks a lot better than it did before, which was really bugging me, that seam right there. So I'm glad I got that taken care of. But what happened was I had to repaint all this, and so I got some paint on my decals. Show you the other side real quick. Yeah, you can see some of the decals got some paint on it, and got some on the blue, so I have got to get that wet sanded off and get that fixed, but I'm not going to touch this thing tonight. I have learned with Tamiya paints, it takes a little bit for that stuff to dry, and so I'm just going to have to let this thing sit for quite a few hours, and then I will get the stuff wet sanded off, and then we will re-clear coat this thing and see if I can go to the next step after that. But this is going to take a little bit longer for that fact to get to the clear coat stage, so it's going to be just a bit longer on this one. So, but no big deal, just a little more time. So, but wings, other fuselage, engines, they're all ready. We're just waiting for this one to get its act together. So, and we will get there. Don't worry, we will definitely get there. Okay, to show you some more work I've done on this thing. I'm actually really glad I went ahead and redid that top up there. You can't even see the seam anymore, but it was pretty bad before. But yeah, you see how you can't even see the seam, so that's good. That's really good. I got to do some touch-ups on that blue right there. Get some touch-ups on that done, and I did some retouching up on the gray down here on the bottom to kind of fix that seam a little bit. And of course, I fixed this up. I undid, I had some paint splatters and stuff that got on this United States of America part, and I cleaned that up a little bit so that would shine. And of course, I had some paint bleeds that were over here, and I just kind of wet sanded. I did some Brillo padding on this thing a little bit, but I got to do some touching up on that blue right there, and I got some blue touch up to do on the door and right there as well. So, but yeah, it's coming along. I had some my gold decal, kind of some parts that kind of flaked off a little bit, so I kind of just took some Tamiya gold. Actually, it's actually just about the perfect same color as the gold decal, so that's good. That's awesome. But that's what I did for that, and put it across there. So, and then kind of see if I can get you the other side over here. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. Looks pretty good. I gotta wait for this to dry. I'll probably maybe paint it tomorrow or maybe the next day. I'm not sure. Or not paint it. Oh, good grief! I gotta clear coat it. I'm gonna clear coat it at that time, and that will be the final stage before we start doing some polishing and getting this thing nice and shiny. And then we will be close to done. Okay, I just put on the lacquer thinner clear with the X Clear. So it has been about a week, maybe a little bit more, since I've done the last clear with the acrylic thinner. And so I just put on the lacquer thinner, which gave it a really nice shine. But what I think I'm going to do now is I'm going to wait a couple more days, and then I'm going to have to do a little bit of wet sanding, because I see a few little spots where I got some little dust particles in there, and I'm just going to wet sand those down a little bit, maybe wet sand the whole thing down just a little bit. Then I will put another clear coat over it to help it smooth out just a little bit more. But it's getting there. It's really getting there, but it still needs a little more finesse, just a bit more. I'm not going to much worry about this one being so shiny. I am a little bit, but this one's the one that I want showroom as best that I can. So yeah, you can see it's getting close. It's getting really close, but it needs a little more. It needs a little more time. Yep, needs just a bit more time. So I will do that and wait a couple of days, and then we will get that done, and then hopefully I will get another clear coat or two on this thing. So okay, I will get back with you in a bit. So hang on just a second. Okay, I've let this sit for a little while, and I'm getting it out and fixing to do some wet sanding. There are some places, yeah, you can see right there, there's a little spot right there. It's got some crud in it. It's not too many places, but there are a few places. There's a place, yeah, down there that's got a few little things on it that I've got to clean up. It's just a couple, though. It ain't that many, but a little dirt spots or whatever that I'm just going to kind of wet sand out and get out. But I'm going to tell you, this is looking pretty good. Really good. I can see a little place right here where my blue I didn't do it too good right there, so I don't know if I'm going to paint that or not. Kind of see if I can smooth that over just a little bit more. But it's really looking good, I think. I got to do some polishing on it. Wow, look at that. I got to do some polishing on it, and I'm going to wet sand it all over, I think, and kind of smooth it out some more. Excuse me. And see if I can kind of get that a little bit more smooth, and then I think I'm going to go over it again with the lacquer thinner and the X20 clear coat, which really, really gives a nice shine to this. I mean, that lacquer thinner just really seems to give this a really nice shine, just as good as the Rust-Oleum gloss clear coat that they use. But the thing about the Rust-Oleum is it's very, very harsh, very, very, very harsh, and so it can hurt your decals, can hurt your paint, and it can be an obliterated mess. So, but this lacquer thinner, which is from Tamiya, I wouldn't use lacquer thinner, I don't think, from other stuff, but I'd use the lacquer thinner from only the brand that you're using the paint from. It just seems like it works out a whole lot better. But it needs some wet sanding. I can see where that shine on that blue right there. There's a lot of unevenness there, so I'm just gonna kind of wet sand that out, see if I can smooth it out, and then put another clear coat on it. But yeah, it's looking really good, really good. So that's what I got to do. And check this out. You're thinking, wait a minute, didn't we just do this? We did before the Air Force One, but I have another request for a client to do one of these, so I'm doing another one. Thomas, if you're watching, this one is your build, just for you. So what I have done, I'll just kind of show you what I've done. It's just kind of going through the rigmarole of putting all the pieces on. I have just finished putting on photo etch. I've completely finished with the photo etch, and I'm going to tell you again that this photo etch is crazy sometimes with having to put putting those individual consoles on just right. And it's rough right now. It's really rough. Don't worry. I'm going to get all that cleaned up, and it's going to really look really nice. But it is coming along, and so just finished, and I'm just celebrating. I'm celebrating because I just finished all the all that crazy photo etch work. So yeah, not bad at all. So, and I'm going to attempt to try see if I can remember and figure out how I did the screens so as I can make them removable and interchangeable. Really cool. So, all right. So let me do some more work on this Air Force One, and please again forgive this mess. I have got a lot of stuff going on, and so I'm just kind of taking it easy and just not really worrying about the mess right now. I'll worry about the mess when I'm done with models, whenever that will be. But anyways, okay, so let me do some work on this. It's really looking good. I'm really happy with it, but it needs some more work, and then I'll get right back with you. So in just a second. Alrighty, my dear friends, as you can see, I have went in and assembled the one of the planes, the cutaway version, I guess. And it looks pretty good. Nobody told me that these models, once you assemble them, that they will be tail heavy. So what I'm gonna have to do is take some BBs. I don't have any BBs, so I guess I have to go to Walmart and get some. And might make that hole just a little bit bigger and just kind of dump them in there. Dump, 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 dump. Then once they get whatever I need to make this thing lay like this, I will kind of hot glue them in there and kind of get that hot glue in there and make that work like that. But that's just the way it's gonna have to be. I had no idea that this thing was heavy, but oh boy, it is. So anyways, okay there people, there is the Air Force One. It's got a nice, really nice clean shine to it. It's got a little bit of orange peel on it. I think I'm going to wet sand it just a little bit. Yeah, you can see a little orange peel in those little areas there. I'm going to wet sand this a little bit, just a little bit I think, and then I'm going to kind of buff it out with a buffer on my Dremel, and see if I can get this smoothed out just a bit more. But it really does look really nice and shiny so far. So let me do some wet sanding on it, and then I will get this thing buffed out, and then if all looks good, then we will do the put some car wax on it, some car wax like this right here. Cleaner wax. It kind of gives it a good, nice shine, high gloss shine, and also protects the paint. So let's get to it. Okay, so here it is. Everything's buffed out. After I hand buffed it with a towel or a rag, a lint-free cloth is what it was. I came in here and I kind of buffed it out with this little Dremel tool, this little buffer here, and that kind of even smoothed it out just a bit more. For the first time me ever doing something like this, hey, I think it is absolutely a winner. I think it's absolutely a winner. It's gonna work. It's gonna be fine. I was planning on this one being the last video, but I'm gonna let this sit and dry, I think, for tonight, because I think that wax just kind of has to harden a little bit and kind of, you know, dry itself out. But I think I'm gonna wait, and we will do the reveal, I think, on the next episode, which, yes, it's gonna be next week. I'm so sorry if you're counting on it, but that's just kind of the way it is. That's what it's gonna be, and I'm gonna have a fun little entertaining video for you on next week. We're gonna have a little party is what we're gonna have, because this Air Force One is gonna be finished. Woo! Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, once again, it's finished. It's done. And I just I'm happy with it. I'm really happy with it, and I cannot wait till next week, because we're gonna have a party next week. We're gonna have some fun next week. We're gonna have a blast. So be sure and stay tuned for next week. And look, I just want to thank y'all for coming on, you know, on Tuesday evenings and coming on for about 30 minutes and watch me build a model and having a good time with doing this kind of stuff. And it's fun, because you know how when things come together, it's so fun to watch that. Boys and girls, until next time, until next week, that is, I guess Tuesday, I will talk to you then. So until then, stay safe, take care, and folks, never stop, keep modeling, okay? Take care.